Welcome back everyone to a spooky season review. I hope you enjoyed No I'm Not a Human, because I know I did. Today we're going to be talking about Carimara, a game developed by Bastinus Rex and published by Critical Reflex, the same publishers of No I'm Not a Human and the game that I covered last year, Threshold. Thank you to them for providing me a key to review this game. Carimara is a short, quiet horror tale of ghosts, goblins, and the anxiety of asking too much. You play the fragile Carimara. You do not speak, instead, you hold a deck of cards inscribed with questions, which is one of the most unique mechanics that this game offers. These cards are your language, your only way to interact with the world around you. So you have to explore and interact with objects in the environment. Some you can find early, or some you can be led to. They all add these different aspects and pieces of information that you're going to use to solve the problem at hand. Every question unsettles the house, and each answer risks to open what should remain forever hidden. So tread lightly, because even the smallest inquiry can stir what sleeps in the gloom. Is it the owl? Is it the carvings? Is it what lies behind the carvings? Is it the old lady? I don't know. That's up for you to decide. There are no battles. There are no blades. Well, I guess there is technically an axe. And there's no spells. Only riddles wrapped in stillness. Beneath every surface lies a story, and not all stories wish to be remembered. This is a game that is short, like I mentioned before. Roughly, you could probably finish the game in 30 minutes to 45 minutes. But to do just about everything and get every achievement, you're looking at about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the person and how long it takes you to explore and do things at your own pace. It's all about the anxiety of asking too many questions, asking too much. Are you digging too deep? The way the characters react, good or bad, they all seem to be fairly annoyed by you. They don't necessarily like your presence, but you're there to help them. So they don't really mind too much, but you are a bit of an annoyance, even if they need you to be there. There are tons of secrets to find hidden in and around the house, the outside of the house, and all the characters therein. The entire game is inspired by inklings of Normandy folklore. It features a rich mix of the Celtic magic, Viking paganism, and Christian themes that create that kind of folklore. The legends of fairies like the Dames Blanches, the devil, ghouls and goblins, werewolves, even the tales of King Arthur, or Robert the Devil. It takes a lot of inspiration from these things, and there is, much like No I'm Not a Human, there is a ending that is the ultimate ending, that is the most intricate, complex, and interesting ending. That is very cool. I wouldn't say that there's a whole lot of information that leads to it, but there is a bit. There's a few things that you can do that may not be completely apparent at first, but you can definitely stumble on them. And they add a lot more interesting elements to everything going on. All of the characters and a lot of the animations used in the game are using stop motion. The whole thing is basically you trying to figure out why this ghost-like entity is living in the basement of this home. You were invited here to solve a problem. The more you look into it, the deeper the plot thickens, the deeper things go, and sometimes that is in a very, very literal sense. Every little detail that may seem meaningless, by chance may have meaning. It took me countless tries to get the right order of things for the outcome of the base ending. Because I'm like, I swear it was this or this, but that makes a whole lot of sense. Didn't the old lady do it? Or maybe this person did it. But how does this piece fit together? And it took me a little while, and once I figured it out, I was like, that makes sense. I get it now. You figure out some other bits and bobs and pieces of information that kind of bring them together and they enhance them, right? And it makes them more interesting. It makes the whole world more interesting. Overall, it has this very black and white, old film-like quality to its visuals anyway. It's very unique, but it all feels alive and it feels lived in a sense. It's interesting, and you're also quite short and a very small character, so everything feels a bit bigger. Makes it much more fantastical and interesting to explore. Kind of reminiscent to games like Little Nightmares in a way, not quite to that extent, but it's very similar kind of feel. Much of the secrets and added information in the game require you to really think outside the box. Sometimes it's difficult to think outside the box because you really don't know the limits of the box itself anyway. And that's kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing. I wouldn't say the game is lacking in giving you direction. I mean, the goal itself is to go in the basement, solve the problem. You just have to look around and figure out how to solve the problem. When you sleep or you get knocked out by an entity or beat up by an entity, I don't really know about that one, you wake up, and each time some characters move and change what they're doing, which can give you a bit more information, but also the moon changes its phases, and I'll just give you a tiny little hint that may or may not be of some importance. Right now they're actually having a sale on Carimara that will be lasting until October 20th, so the time of release of this video will be October 10th. So you still have 10 more days to get it at a discounted price. The game itself at full price is only $4.99, and at the discount is only 10% off, so it's only $4.49. Regardless, for the price, it's even more of a guaranteed recommendation from me than that of No, I'm Not a Human. No, I'm Not a Human is a game that I ended up getting nearly 8 hours in, and I think ultimately if you're going for every ending that game has to offer, it's worth the price of $15. But I think this game, it doesn't matter if you play it for 30 minutes, you play it for an hour, hour and a half, maybe you play it for even longer than that, or you replay it, or you buy it for a friend, or you gift it to people, you talk about it, or maybe you find even more bits and bobs of information. Sometimes it might take you way longer than you think to figure out a lot of these things. Either way, I would say that it's worth $4.99. I would say it's worth $4.49. I say it's worth a full $5. It's worth the money, 110%. And it doesn't matter that I received a code. I knew very little going into this game, and I was very intrigued and interested by the trailer, so I asked them to give me a code. I thought I was possibly going to get a code anyway, but I asked them to give me a code, and I thought that it was super cool. I think that, much like No, I'm Not a Human, it is an idea that can be built upon, and it could be made into something even bigger, even longer, and even more interesting, even more filled with secrets and crazy. But I think it has that really unique feel and vibe of something that is very small, but very dense and very deep with so much to discover. It's something that, while bite-sized, has a lot to offer you if you're willing to look for it. And even if you just experience the base ending of it, I think that alone is still worthwhile in some way. And if anything, it's a very little price for a decent amount of content with like 16 achievements, so you can just go achievement hunting if you want. Either way, I think it's worth the experience, no matter how you choose to experience it. It doesn't ask a lot of you financially, it doesn't ask a lot of your time. It's an easy sit down and play game. It's fairly straightforward, but the secrets do take a bit of extra thought. And it's really interesting to see this type of folklore that I am very, very unfamiliar with. As someone who loves history, who loves these interesting forms of folklore and mythology, it was very interesting to find out about this. Whether it's Dormouse, the owl character, the old lady, and the connections that she has with another character. It's overall very, very interesting. Even the ghost-like spirit is a certain kind of spirit. So it's really cool. I think overall, I really have very little negative things that I can say about the game. I mean, I really don't know what else I could say about the game other than I think that it could be longer. But that's not necessarily from saying that it's too short and it's not worth it. It's saying that I wish it was longer. I wish there was even more to discover because everything that's there is so awesome. But once you find it all, you're like, dang, I really wish there was even more. So I hope that, there's more. There's more like this eventually. I don't think that there's a single aspect of the game that is bad. Some people might find it too difficult to figure out certain things, but overall, I don't think there's a single bad element that could be improved about the game that I can think of. It's all fairly well done, well polished. It's a really cool little game. It doesn't have any bugs that I've experienced. It doesn't have any issues. It's fairly refined. I really hope that you go out and play Carimara, whether you get it at its full price, you get it at its 10% off discount, or you play it later down the line, maybe someone gifts it to you, or maybe you get it on an even bigger sale. I just hope you play it in general because it is just a really cool game that deserves to be played. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you had fun with No, I'm Not a Human, and I hope you're looking forward to even more stuff on games like Mouthwashing, Eclipsium, and so on. There's so many cool and interesting games that I've been given access to that I'll be covering on the channel, as well as things that have been in the works and planned for quite some time. So I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you hit that like button. Leave a comment down below what you think about the video, what you thought about No, I'm Not a Human, and go check out that video if you haven't already. And please hit that subscribe button. Help me hit 900 subscribers. Help me keep going, keep growing. And if you feel so inclined, go check out the Quad Damage podcast, or even go and check out my playlist for the Gaming Bounty Board podcast. I would really appreciate it, no matter what you do. And just the fact that maybe you watched this far is honestly great on its own. So, as usual, I'd like to thank my fellow supporters, Patreon supporters, and just longtime friends who are supportive of the channel. That being Midnight Medium, Osh, and Melancholy Geek. The Forge is calling, and I must answer. So I'll see you all when the next video has been forged. See you later.